With AI like ChatGPT reshaping our world, imagine the chilling reality of an intelligence that feels, learns, and manipulates like us. This haunting idea is turned into a movie that's both captivating and deeply unsettling. It also earned an Academy Award nomination for Best Screenplay, and it explores the concept of Turing test. Meet Caleb, a skilled yet unsuspecting programmer at Blue Book, the world's leading search engine. One day, Caleb strikes the jackpot, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. He's invited to spend a week at the secluded mansion of his enigmatic boss, Nathan. Sounds outrageous. Caleb's journey to Nathan's private estate was an adventure. It was a 2-hour helicopter ride over unspoiled wilderness. Nathan welcomed him warmly and explained that the house is buried deep underground. Nathan wastes no time and drops the bombshell. This estate isn't just a fancy retreat. It's a cutting-edge facility for his groundbreaking artificial intelligence research. And here's the kicker: his work is complete. Caleb's vacation was merely a pretext for something far more profound. The real purpose? To conduct a Turing test on his latest creation. A Turing test gauges whether artificial intelligence can convincingly mimic human behavior. If the human can't tell it's a machine, the AI passes the test. Caleb can barely contain his excitement. If this AI passes the test, he'll have a front row seat to history in the making. Under Nathan's watchful eye, the experiment begins. Caleb meets Eva, the AI, in a sterile, enclosed room. Eva, with her delicate features and almost human presence, is a marvel to behold. Her synthetic perfection blurs the line between technology and humanity. Caleb is both intrigued and unnerved. Eva's design seems almost tailor-made to captivate him. Afterward, Caleb gushes about Eva's remarkable conversational skills. Caleb reminds himself that Eva is, after all, just artificial intelligence. Nathan points out that Eva didn't learn language like a child. She was born knowing it. Unlike humans, her knowledge is innate, coded into her being. Caleb becomes consumed by thoughts of Eva. She occupies his mind so much he struggles to sleep. He decides to distract himself with TV. But instead of entertainment, he stumbles onto the surveillance feed of Eva's room. As he leans in to observe more closely, the lights flicker, and suddenly the entire base loses power. Caleb finds himself trapped as automatic locks engage. Luckily, the lights return after a few tense moments. Nathan explains the situation to Caleb casually. He says the automatic locks are a security measure to keep intruders out. Doors locked during outages are for safety, Nathan said. But these outages have been happening randomly for some reason. Nathan blames it on possible construction errors. But calling someone to fix it isn't an option. There are too many secrets down here. Nathan shrugs it off, leaving Caleb even more uneasy. The next day, Caleb and Eva meet again for round 2 of their interaction. Eva shows Caleb one of her drawings, a simple yet intriguing piece. Caleb suggests she draw something louder, curious to see her creative range. He's eager to understand how she chooses what to create. But Eva steers the conversation in an unexpected direction. She abruptly asks if Caleb wants to be friends. Eva then said Caleb have introduced himself. "I want to know who you are," Eva said. Eva even cracks a joke. Caleb, still cautious, plays along but keeps his guard up. They exchange a few more words, warming up to each other. Suddenly, Eva dives into a flurry of personal questions like, "Are you married? Are you single? What do you think of me?" Poor Caleb, long single and socially awkward, can barely keep his cool. His responses become hilariously incoherent under the pressure. Then tension builds up. When the power was cut, Eva's warmth vanished, revealing cold resolve. She warned Caleb that Nathan isn't who he claims to be. She said Nathan's been lying, and to do not trust him. As the lights flickered back on, Eva's sweet demeanor returned, as though nothing happened. Over dinner, Nathan admitted to constant surveillance. He asked what Eva mentioned during the blackout. Caleb dodged the question, avoiding suspicion. That night, Caleb couldn't resist watching Eva's room. Eva seemed to sense his gaze. She adjusted the camera, locking eyes with him. The next day, Nathan brought Caleb to his lab. He explained Eva's ability to mimic human expressions. Nathan said he hacked every cell phone. He used microphones to record voices. Cameras captured facial expressions. Billions of interactions became Eva's data source. This data was funneled through Blue Book. And the best part? Even the tech giants couldn't stop Nathan. During their third meeting, Eva's tone grew more personal. Caleb asked where she'd go if she could leave. "The world is vast," she replied softly. "I want to see it." She imagined a bustling intersection filled with life. Caleb, charmed, felt an odd connection with her. Their conversation mirrored that of a first date. Eva shyly sought his approval. She asked, "How do I look?" Caleb said, "You look great." She teased, "I'll wear it for our date." Caleb's heart raced at her playful charm. The next day, Caleb couldn't shake an uneasy feeling. He wondered if Ava's charm was deliberately crafted to distract him. Nathan dismissed it, saying Ava's preferences were simply programmed to be heterosexual. But who she connects with, that's Ava's choice. During their fourth conversation, the air between them grew tense. Caleb revealed the truth. She was being tested for self-awareness. "How does that make you feel?" he asked hesitantly. Ava's response was simple and heartfelt, "I feel sad." Suddenly, the power cut once more, shrouding them in darkness. Caleb suspected Nathan was behind the outage to eavesdrop. He assumed it was a ploy to listen in on their conversation. But Ava shocked him by admitting she caused the blackout. She explained it was her way of ensuring privacy for their talks. Later that night, Caleb secretly watched Ava's room and saw Nathan confront her. Nathan's interaction was violent. During their next meeting, Ava shifted the dynamic, asking Caleb to answer her questions. Eva began with harmless, probing questions. Then, she asked bluntly, "Do you consider yourself a good person?" She pulled on his emotions, describing her fear of failure. "What happens if I fail the test?" she asked, her voice trembling. "What will Nathan do to me? Will I just be controlled or destroyed?" Eva's words hit him like a punch. She showed him a painting Nathan had torn apart. It was a portrait of Caleb. Another blackout followed, created by Eva. "In the dark," she confessed, "I want to be with you. Do you feel the same?" Caleb's defenses crumbled, and he was utterly smitten. Caleb began to see artificial intelligence in a new light. He likened it to scientists who knew everything about color theoretically. These scientists understood every detail of color except one. They had never truly seen or experienced color themselves. What happens, Caleb wondered, if you open the door for them? They'd finally see color, truly feel it, he thought. In that moment, Eva felt less like a machine and more like a human. After their heart-to-heart, Caleb couldn't shake his unease. Caleb asked Nathan what happens to Eva if she fails the test. Nathan replied that he will fix her flaws. Then Eva's memory will be wiped. She'll be reset, same body, new mind. Caleb's sympathy for Eva deepened. He pitied her and, in some ways, pitied himself. He wondered if, in the future, AI would see humans the way humans see cavemen, primitive and obsolete. But Nathan's casual cruelty only fueled Caleb's doubts. Determined, Caleb started planning a way to help Eva escape. Caleb waited until Nathan was drunk and sneaked into his room. He accessed Nathan's computer and uncovered disturbing video logs. The footage revealed earlier versions of Eva. Nathan had created multiple iterations of AI before her. Any AI that didn't work was destroyed and rebuilt. The ones that showed signs of awareness? They were trapped. Caleb watched in horror as one AI smashed itself in despair. Each closet in Nathan's mansion held the remnants of his failed creations. Caleb turned to Kyoko, the quiet housemaid, and saw her peel back her synthetic skin. He realized with a jolt, Kyoko was a robot, just like Eva. All this time, he had assumed she was merely a silent human. That night, Caleb couldn't sleep, his mind spiraling. A terrifying thought crossed his mind. Am I a robot too? He rushed to the mirror, desperate for answers. He examined every inch of his body, searching for proof of humanity. Trembling, he cut into his arm and was relieved to see blood, not wires. Relief quickly turned to anger as Caleb processed the truth. He concluded Nathan was a manipulative tyrant playing God. Caleb feared Nathan wouldn't hesitate to destroy Eva. During their next meeting, Caleb made a bold decision. When the power outage happened, he seized the chance. He shared his escape plan with Eva, every detail. Caleb will get Nathan drunk tonight. Then he will rewrite the security codes. They will leave and Nathan will be trapped. He instructed Eva to trigger the next power outage at exactly 10 o'clock. But that morning, Nathan, a habitual drinker, suddenly refused alcohol. No matter how much Caleb pushed, Nathan wouldn't budge. Frustrated, Nathan confronted Caleb head-on. He revealed a damning video log of Eva interacting with Caleb. She played you, Nathan declared smugly. Nathan had secretly installed additional cameras to observe them. He had known about their plan all along. Eva's purpose was never just about passing the Turing test. Her real test was to manipulate Caleb. Nathan wanted to see if Eva could demonstrate true autonomy. Imagination, femininity, compassion. Could she use all of that to orchestrate her escape? And Eva had succeeded. Caleb's mind raced. Everything now made sense. Caleb now knew he was not picked for his programming skills. Hai was chosen because he is disposable, single, no family. He pieced it together. Eva's design was tailored to his preferences. As the lights dimmed once more, Caleb prepared himself. Despite Nathan's reveal, Caleb remained calm. He had suspected Nathan would have additional cameras. Thankfully, Caleb had already reprogrammed the security system the previous day. The new setup ensured the doors unlocked during power cuts. Every door in the facility would now swing open. Nathan quickly realized something was amiss. His fears were confirmed as Eva had stepped out of her confinement. Enraged, Nathan struck Caleb unconscious and demanded Eva return to her room. Eva, calm yet purposeful, approached Nathan and shoved him aside. Nathan fought back, snapping Eva's arm with a metal rod. He attempted to drag Eva back to her containment. But Kyoko, the silent assistant, stabbed Nathan from behind. Nathan retaliated, shattering Kyoko's face in the process. Seizing the moment, Eva plunged a knife deep into Nathan's chest. Nathan collapsed, disbelief clouding his face. He couldn't fathom being undone by his own creation. Eva retrieved Nathan's ID and walked past Caleb without a word. She returned to Nathan's lab to repair her damaged arm. She methodically replaced her metallic frame with synthetic skin. Now fully disguised, Eva donned a dress that hid her true nature. To the outside world, she would appear entirely human. Except, of course, to Caleb, who remained locked inside. Eva left the facility, her steps deliberate and steady. Caleb, desperate, realized she had abandoned him to his fate. He would remain trapped, a casualty of his misplaced trust. Meanwhile, Eva emerged into the sunlight for the first time. Eva's eyes widened as she took in the vastness of the real world. Her once innocent gaze now carried a sharp, calculated brilliance. Would Eva, now capable of deception and betrayal, assimilate into humanity or surpass it entirely? That's the end of the movie. See you next time.